Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Devon Terrell, and welcome to another Help Me Devon tutorial. And today, in this Help Me Devon tutorial, I'll be showing you guys 3 huge tips for mastering an album, yours or someone else's. And these tips that I'm going to show you are basically some really immensely huge workflow things that I've come up with and I've been doing over the years to really have just a better workflow when it comes to mastering my album. Now, granted, this could be a technique that a lot of master engineers use, but I'm just giving you my process as far as what I've learned and what I've used over the years. And when it comes to me just coming to mastering an album, let's get right to it. So, step 1 is going to be bringing everything into one singular session. So I'm going to show you my session right now, and this is my session, and it looks like a headache. I'm sure it does, but there's a method to this madness. So this is my entire session. Every song that is on this album is in this one session right now. Now, what and why would I bring everything into one session? Quick reason. The reason why I'm bringing everything into one session is because I want to be able to manipulate everything as a whole. It's like making one big song. And now that I have every single song in the session, I don't have to play one song and then go out of it to play another song and then perhaps try to go back to the old session. No, everything is in, all the mixes are in the session, and I'm able to organize, put everything in the right spots, as well as hear everything simultaneously and very, very easy. This is super, super important. I know this may seem like a tiny thing. Maybe you are doing this, but this is something that I feel like you just need to know and need to use. So every single song of my mix is in this session so I can see it and manipulate it as I go. Now, the next tip I'm going to give you guys is make sure everything is starting and ending properly. Now, what do I mean when I say this? Long story short, do you see all the memory locations in Pro Tools? We call them memory locations or markers for some of your other DAWs of every single song starting and ending with the titles, etc. Now, this is a huge, huge deal. And the reason why it's a huge deal, which I'll show you how precise it needs to be, the song is starting right here, as you can see, and then the end of the song is ending where the next one starts, as you can see on this particular memory location. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is this very important? Well, this is going to help you with those seamless transitions that you hear and love in your favorite albums so much. Basically, when you set your markers up to say, this is where you start and this is where you end, and right on top of that one, that's where the next song starts. That's how you create those seamless transitions that you hear on those albums. Or if you're not looking for those seamless transitions, this is how you can basically create those transitions in general. I'll show you an example right quick. All right, so let's go on over here and basically let's play the end of this particular song right here. And let me see right quick. So let's play the end of this song and listen to how this song transitions into the next one. Let's play it a little further back. Listen close.
You taste different, yeah, as anyone else.
Yo, so basically, that was a seamless, super seamless transition, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I wasn't in the same session. I wouldn't have been able to say, okay, I'm gonna bounce the end of this song. Hopefully, it's perfect to lead up to that one. No. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm using these markers to set up perfect transitions for my songs. The beautiful thing is, all I have to do now is tell Pro Tools or whatever your DAW, bounce from here, which is this spot right here where this marker is, to the end of this, and that's basically going to set up these perfect and seamless transitions that you hear on a lot of your favorite albums. Now, I'm not sure how other mastering engineers do it for the most part, but for the most part, this is what I do as far as making those seamless transitions. So now when I do those bounces from that start to the end of that marker, when it goes into iTunes or whatever my player is, it's seamless. It plays right after the other, just how I intended. Now, the very, very last tip that I'm going to give you guys is one that's very important to me, and that's printing your masters inside of your session. I'm going to show you what I mean. Long story short, obviously on each one of these songs, you're seeing a song at the top and then you're seeing a song at the bottom. song at the top, song at the bottom. Basically what this is this is my mix, this is my master, my printed master. I bring all of these mixes in, as you can see me highlighting, and then what I do is I do all the processing from this side. You can see this mess right here. All of these songs, this is basically all the processing that gets done on that mix that you saw, and then I print it within the session, which you see right underneath it. So all that processing is being done pretty much on the mix track or whatever it is, and then I'm taking that, making a bus, and bouncing it within the session. I am printing my actual master within my session. Why is this powerful and why can this help you a lot? I'm gonna show you why. When you're creating those seamless transitions or just transitions in general going from one song to the next, what you may not see or what you may not realize is sometimes within your session or using plugins and things like that nature or outboard gear, sometimes you may have a little bit of latency, a little bit of a delay. Your timing may just be a little bit off. For instance, I'm using a summing amp and I have a knee, portico bus. I have all these outboard gears. When I record, that is not instantaneous. There's a little bit of a delay or latency in between it getting out to coming in to my actual system. Sometimes with plugins and things like that, that can happen as well. So when I print the actual master inside the session, now I'm just dealing with straight up an audio file. I don't have to deal with any latency. I don't have to deal with any plugins or anything. I'm just dealing with straight up audio that I can then take and move and nudge to the spots that I need it to be in. And that's so powerful. This is what's allowing me to take a song, which you see right here, and just manipulate it from a time standpoint exactly where I need it to be. It's just, for me, this is just a way more efficient way to just move things and put them in the right places as far as having it printed with all the processing done in the session. This is also extremely powerful because now, say for instance, you're on the road or you're traveling and you need to recall or you need to open up that master. Well, instead of relying on opening your system and all those plugins and stuff like that, if you don't have your outboard gear or something goes wrong, you literally just have the audio file that you could just bounce out whenever you want. And that's why I like it so much, because it allows me to make up for any mistakes coming down the line. It avoids any trouble that I'm gonna have. And it is just overall just something really cool to do. So these are my 3 tips for as far as mastering is concerned when it comes to mastering your entire project or album. Of course, we can get into a sonic conversation, which if I do one, I'll put a card up here for it, as far as how to keep that album and make it sound cohesive, how to make it sound together from a sonic standpoint. But I wanted to give you this video first to kind of give you an idea or expose you to how I like to go about putting it all together from a workflow standpoint, because that's important, or else you'll just be running around trying to figure out why don't I have seamless transitions, or why you're just running into so many issues in your workflow and going back and forth and slowing you down. So that was my tutorial on 3 huge tips for mastering your album or someone else's album. Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Also make sure you follow us on or at Help Me Devon on Instagram. Also make sure you follow us on our Discord community with a bunch of aspiring engineers like yourself, giving tips and game every single day. Also make sure you follow the My Audio Nerds podcast. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well, with our podcast that drops every single Wednesday. I hope you guys are enjoying that. And please, guys, make sure you subscribe and like. I really appreciate it. That was my tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed. Until next time, you guys.